All right, live pictures once again. President Barack Obama campaigning in Maumee, Ohio. We've been telling you
to introduce the President of the United States. Please welcome Ina Sidney.
Okay, no, there's still one more. Sorry, I thought they were introducing the president, but it looks like there's one more person that is going to step up to the mics to introduce the president. So we will take him live as he kicks off his Betting on America bus tour as soon as he steps up to that mic. All right, in the meantime, let's talk about the section of America known as the Rust Belt. The auto industry is king, right? But despite President Obama's auto bailout, not all the workers in towns like Sterling Heights, Michigan, are backing his re-election. Poppy Harlow traveling across the country to states that voted solidly for President Obama last time. But Poppy, I'm curious what you're seeing now.
Well, it's interesting because the auto bailout, you would just assume that everyone in the auto industry around Detroit, loves the president and credits him for saving their job. And that's what we found for some, but not everyone. First, I want to play you a quick clip. This is from this year, both Romney and Obama talking about the auto bailout. And this means a lot to Detroit. Take a listen.
Some even said we should let Detroit go bankrupt. You remember that?
I believe the market works better than a president stepping in to take care of his friends.
All right, so we all know that Romney did not want a bailout. He wanted a traditional bankruptcy for GM and Chrysler. So we went and we talked to a Chrysler worker, Stacy Stewart, right in Detroit there, who lost her job, Kira, for a year and a half. And then a month after the bailout, she got her job back. She said, that's let me put my daughter through college and buy a new house. Then we also talked to Brian Panebecker. He works at Ford, which didn't get a bailout, and he is completely against the bailout and completely for Romney. I want you to listen so you get a taste of what we felt on the road with these workers. Who do you credit for having a job today?
I credit President Obama totally, 110%.
Why?
Because when everybody else turned their backs on the auto industry, he said that there was no way that he was going to let us fail. I really feel that without Obama's bailout, that we would not be here today.
I guess we didn't have that sound for Brian for you, but what Brian Panebecker, a worker at Ford, told me is, look, these companies should have gone through traditional bankruptcy. He opposes a bailout. And interestingly, Kira, even though he's a big Romney supporter, he told me the problem that Romney's going to have in Michigan is that he believes that Romney treated the auto bailout like a bean counter, like a financial guy, that he is, rather than with the heart that he says President Obama did. So I thought that was interesting, even coming from a Romney supporter.
So then are people in Michigan still focusing on Mitt Romney's let Detroit go bankrupt op-ed 4 years later?
They are. I mean, you remember that New York Times op-ed that got so much attention in 2008. Every person I talked to in and around Detroit brought that up, whether they supported Romney or Obama. That has really resonated and left this feeling. Many don't like it, obviously, in Detroit. Others are for it. And, Kira, I know we're waiting for the president to speak in Maumee, Ohio today. Maumee is a hugely important, and all of Ohio is hugely important for the auto sector. Tomorrow on this Rust Belt road trip, we're going to take you to Lordstown and Warren, Ohio. The most fascinating stop, I think, because I found so many people at the GM plant there very for the president, very pro-Obama, especially the union workers. And a 15-minute drive away, I found people just 15 minutes from that GM complex in Ohio that really are not supporting the president. They say the bailout left them out. As auto parts workers, they say they were not included in this bailout. So that was an interesting part of what we found in Ohio. And the president being in Ohio is so important today, Kira, because he's going to tout the auto bailout. You've got 7.3% unemployment in Ohio that is much lower than the national average. But when we crunched the numbers, we did see that Ohio as a whole has 30,000 fewer auto jobs today than it did in 2007, which I think is important to keep in perspective as we talk about this bailout.
Well, and the people that you have talked to and spent time with, what are they going to be looking to? I'm sure they're going to be paying attention to what the president is saying as soon as he steps up the mic, or up to the mic, probably less than a minute from now. What are you going to be paying attention to? What do you think they are going to be waiting to hear?
I think, they're very divided right now. They know what the auto bailout did or didn't do for them. And what they want to know is how is the broader economy going to recover? As we see the president come up, we get the all-important jobs report tomorrow morning. How did we do in June? How many jobs did we add in June? It needs to be a very big number for unemployment to come down significantly. The expectation right now from CNN Money analysts is that we'll only have added about 80,000 jobs in the month of June. That is not nearly enough, Kira. So they are going to want to hear a plan from the president that says, here is how we are going to continue to rebuild this economy, and that this is indeed a recovery, that this recovery is not stalling, because the past 2 months have shown us very anemic jobs growth. So what is the president's plan? What does he have in his pocket other than the Jobs Act, which he can't get through Congress? So let's listen in right, Kira, to the president here in Maumee, Ohio.
Hello, Ohio! Hello! It is good to be back in Ohio. All right. Well, everybody who's got a chair, feel free to sit down. Just go ahead and relax. I know it's a little warm out here, but this is how summer's supposed to feel like. The couple of people I want to acknowledge. First of all, please give Ina a big round of applause for the great introduction. We're proud of her. I'm so pleased to see once again the outstanding mayor of Maumee, Tim Wagoner. There he is. One of the best senators in the country, your Senator Sherrod Brown. One of your outstanding members of the congressional delegation, Marcy Kaptur, is here. And your former governor and my campaign co-chair, Ted Strickland's in the House. I love you. It's great to see you. I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July. We invited some people over for a barbecue. Had a chance to say thank you to our incredible men and women in uniform, and we're so proud of them. And then it was Malia's birthday yesterday. She was 14 years old, and I know it happens too fast. Don't even remind me. She's going into high school next year. Which means that when she was small, I could say all these fireworks I had arranged for her birthday. But she doesn't believe me anymore. So, now, unless you have been hiding out in the woods somewhere, you are aware of the fact that it's campaign season. You're fired up. It's campaign season again. Look, I understand it's not always pretty to watch. There's been more money flooding into the system than we've ever seen before. More negative ads, more cynicism. Most of what you read about or hear about on the news has to do with who is up or down in the polls instead of what these issues actually mean for you and for America. So it can be frustrating. And I know sometimes it may be tempting to kind of turn away from all of it and just turn off the TV, TiVo everything that you want to watch so you can skip over the commercials. It's easy sometimes, I think, to lose interest and lose heart when you hear what's going on in Washington. And I'll be honest with you, I think there are some folks who are betting that you will lose interest. That are betting that somehow you're going to lose heart. But here you are in the heat. I'm betting you're not going to lose interest. I'm betting you're not going to lose heart. I still believe in you. I'm betting on you, and the country is betting on you, Ohio. Because you understand that even though politics may seem real small right now, and may seem real petty, the choice in this election could not be clearer. And it could not be bigger. The stakes could not be bigger. I know, with you. Yeah, what's going on in this election is bigger than just a choice between two candidates or between two parties. It's about two fundamentally different visions of where we go as a country. See, I believe in an America where no matter who you are, no matter what you look like, no matter where you come from, you can make it if you try. We've never been a country looking for handouts. We're a nation of strivers and risk takers and entrepreneurs, workers. But what we ask for is that hard work pays off, that responsibility is rewarded. The idea is if you take responsibility for your life, if you put in the effort, if you do the responsible thing, then you can find a job that pays a living wage, that you can look after your family, that you can buy a home, that you can retire with some dignity and some respect, that you won't go bankrupt when you get sick. That you have that core middle-class security that built this country. And that you can pass that on to your kids so they can do things that you never even imagined. That's the essence of America. And I believe in that basic promise of America because I lived it. That's my biography. I had grandparents whose service at World War II was rewarded by them having a chance to go to college and buying their first home. Because I had a hard-working mom who raised me and my sister right, but also had some help so that we could end up going to the best schools in the country, even though we didn't have a lot of money. I got involved in politics. I ran for president in 2008, and some of you joined me in 2008 because we believed in that basic bargain that built the largest middle class in history and the strongest economy in the world, and we felt like that basic bargain was slipping away, that hard work wasn't always rewarded, that being responsible didn't always get you ahead, that folks who acted irresponsibly sometimes were making out like bandits, while ordinary folks were having a tougher and tougher time. So we came together in that election, Democrats, but also independents, and yes, some Republicans, to restore that basic bargain that built this country. And we knew at the time it wouldn't be easy. We knew it would take more than 1 year or one term or maybe even one president. But what we didn't realize at the time was we were going to be hit by the worst economic crisis in our lifetimes. And that's been tough on a lot of folks, including people here in Ohio. It robbed millions of people of their jobs and their homes and their savings. And it pushed the American dream even further from reach for a lot of people. But you know what? This crisis has not changed the fundamental character of America. It hasn't changed the fundamental character of this town or this state or this part of the country. We've still got people who are working hard. We've still got people who are acting responsibly. It hasn't diminished our belief in those ideals we were fighting for in 2008. And our mission right now isn't just to recover from this economic crisis, although that's job one. Our mission is to give back to America, to Americans all across the country, what's been lost, that sense of security. Our goal isn't just to put people back to work tomorrow. It's also to build for the long haul an economy where
Welcome to
hard
Newsroom
work
International. I'm Suzanne Malveaux. That was President Obama at the historic Wolcott House Museum. That is in Maumee, Ohio. That is just a few miles from Toledo. It's his first stop on a two-day bus tour dubbed Betting on America. We're going to have more of that streaming live on CNN.com.